Hello guys and welcome back to another video of GTA 5. It's cold up here. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to be doing today, but I think it's just going to be what pops up. Why did this not work? This toy. Batteries. Yeah, guys, I'm giving out something at last. I'm giving out this game, Mercenaries World in Flames. If you want it, make sure you'll subscribe, put thumbs up, comment down below, and I'll choose which one's for winner, because they'll win this baby. No, make sure I know where you live if you live far away. If you go to an interview, fine. I can just put it in my bag and thingy. This is a free giveaway. No money. Okay? Whichever one I choose gets it. There's no giving away. It's quite good, this game is. I have played on it and it is quite good. It's a 16, but I don't really care. It isn't a 16, it's a 3 years old game. Okay? Because it has no swearing in or anything. Well, let me read. What's this? Bad Company Battlefield. Anyway, don't have strong language. I'm not playing GTA, that's it. I'll go on YouTube, make Try Not to Laugh video. That's what I'm doing now. Yeah. Make sure you like this. Okay? Sorry, Jelly. Try Not to Get Scared video. Yeah. Where's Mr. Nightmare? I don't want Mr. Bean. Mr. Nightmare. Dog sitting. Halloween. Let's watch this.
My son is 6 years old. He has autism, severe autism, and he's not able to communicate. And the idea behind Lexi was to help. It happened on the night that I was the designated driver among my group of friends after a party. My friends were Michael, Eddie, and Denise. Anytime we wanted to go to the bars or parties, we'd have to travel long distances. That's why it's such a big deal for one of us to be sober enough to drive. We were driving down the 513, which is an unlit highway littered with the occasional house or two, but mostly forest. The road leads to town where most of the bars are. This story takes place on the way back from town. Daniela started to cry that she had to piss really bad. I told her she'd have to wait a while longer, but not gonna lie, I started to get the urge as well. That mixed with the fact that Daniela was now screaming in her drunken fit, I figured why not pull over to the side of the road and just piss somewhere in the woods. Daniela got out first and disappeared into the crops on one side. I went to the opposite side of the road and slightly into the woods just because I'm the type of person who can't have people watching me piss. I finished first and got back in the car. Eddie and Michael were singing to the roaring rap music playing on the radio, while I pretty much just sat there in silence, growing impatient. My two drunk friends didn't seem to find anything strange about the fact that Daniela had now been gone for 5 minutes, so I got back out to call her name. Michael has a much stronger voice than I, so when he screamed for her, it would be impossible for her not to hear. But still, she didn't call back. I didn't want to go in those crops, but I kind of felt like I had to since she's my friend, and I was the most aware at that moment. I forced Michael to come with, since I was afraid to go in alone. Eddie stayed in the car, he was just too far gone at this point. With the flashlight from my glove box, Michael and I pushed our way through the thick, overgrown crops, walking in the only direction we could think to go, straight away from the car. Michael was calling Danielle's name while laughing his ass off. I could understand why he was finding it funny in his condition, but I just wanted to make sure she was alright and get home. Over the sounds of her own footsteps brushing crops aside, and Michael's laughter, I heard something else in the near vicinity. I put my arm out to Michael's chest to halt him. Now all that could be heard was the night breeze blowing through the crops. "What is it?" Michael whispered, to which I responded, "Shh." That. Michael called out Daniela's name again. I joined in, figuring it was just her trying to sneak up on us and scare us. And again, the footsteps stopped. So we walked a little deeper into the crops. That's when we came to a narrow clearing stretch. I don't know much about crops and farming or anything, but it seemed to be some little stretch for people to walk through. It was probably the width of 2 people, just enough to walk through. I looked to my left, as far down as the light would let me see, and then to the right. I could hear 3 footsteps, and then a couple crops pushed outward into the opening, as somebody stepped into view. At first my light was only revealing their legs, so by default, under the circumstances, I assumed it was Michael. However, the light revealed it to be not Michael, but instead some random man who I'd never seen before. His facial features weren't clear enough to give a good description, but he didn't look friendly. I ran for it, back in the only direction I remembered coming from. I guess I ran so fast that it only took me about 10 seconds to make it back to the car. Eddie was passed out in the car at this point, so I didn't bother trying to get help from him. I was honking the horn to get Michael's and hopefully Daniela's attention. The sight of that man just disturbed me. I didn't know if he owned this land or not. I continued to land the horn until finally, Michael came out of the crops, dragging Daniela, who seemed to be out cold. I got out to help him lift her back inside of the car and plop her on the seat. Michael pointed out the gash on her forehead, as if she had been struck with a heavy, sharp object. Michael seemed to be sobering up pretty quickly due to the situation. He advised I drive to the nearest hospital, which was 10 minutes away. The drive there was not fun. It was full of panic and yelling. We brought Daniela in to have her wound treated as soon as possible.
Okay.
It was only
Thanks
then
for
that I
watching,
could
guys.
explain to the nurses that she...
Come down, keep up!
I know!
Don't try something like that.